2025, what a year that was, especially off the field. But we're not talking about that because we're talking about the action on the field, which was great if you were a Halifax wheelchair supporter, Wigan's women and Hull KR's men. And we'll start at Wembley with the women of Wigan, who ended St Helens' dominance of the Challenge Cup under the Archer with a comprehensive victory. Here's Dennis Betts, Vicky Molyneux and player of the match, Grace Banks.
Vicky, is it scary just how, not just good these young players are, but how confident they look on the field? Like going out there today, and it seemed like there were no nerves. That was the question pre-match, was how would you be able to do that experience?
And that's it. I've been asked that question a lot this week, because of obviously we're playing against St Helens, who have won it 4 times already. We've been there, wore the t-shirt, but I used the words naivety, and I think that was the wrong word to use about a youthful team. I think it's a fearlessness. And again, I think the preparations have been so good, and we are such a strong group, regardless of me and Holly being really old. She's going to hate me for saying that. She's going to hate me for saying that. And then you've got Grace next to me, and you've got some 18-year-olds. It doesn't matter. Like, we are all focused, and we all want the same thing. And honestly, the group of girls, they are amazing. They're wonderful, and I think the club have brought a culture where we are looked after as people first, and then rugby players second. And Dennis sets that culture within the room as well. And we are looked after, and we care about each other. And I genuinely think that's why we let the try in, because Emily was on the floor. So, and we talked about that under the sticks. I think we lost a bit of focus because we saw she was generally quite hurt, and we thought we just, like I said, we lost concentration. We thought the game might stop, but it didn't. So we got caught napping there. But we'll sort that out, Dennis. We won't do that again. So yeah, just great occasion, and gonna love today. And yeah.
Grace, because you're young, how good is he at dancing? How good is Dennis at the dancing?
We'll see tonight.
Yeah. I've not seen him yet, so
just on the TikTok, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that was pretty terrible to be fair. I'll let that slide.
I can sing and I can dance.
You'll see tonight.
We are going to see tonight. I can sing. I know it doesn't sound like it.
Is it James Brown?
Give me James Brown, Barry White, and I'm all right. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sing a song.
James
All
Brown.
the girls have been looking at a James Brown song.
He sang that in one of his Wembley victories.
Song in 7 years.
I was like, what song was that, Danny? She was singing, and you'll regret telling me what song that was.
Everyone talks about the backs.
Yep.
How good are the four? I thought John Wilkie was coming to attack you. That's all.
Thank you very much.
Oh no! Get everywhere. She gets everywhere. She's always breaking things. Is she really annoying?
No, she's the best. The most energy out of anyone, so it's
my
great.
nemesis. We talk about the backs and the half-back. How good is the forward pack at Wigan? You're part of it. How good are they?
I mean, the games are won through the middle as well. I think, you've got to put in the work in the middle of the field so your backs can shine, and that doesn't worry me one bit. I'm happy to put in the grunt work so the backs can finish it. That's what a team is, so it's great.
So mobile, building that platform. Grace Banks said that in the press conference afterwards. Just you're getting enough credit for how much work you all do in the middle.
I'm not even worried about the credit. It's, the points are on the board, and we lifted that cup today, so that's all that matters to us.
How did it feel different to the grand final last year, winning it here at Wembley?
I think the occasion, it's obviously the premiership is such a big thing, but Wembley, it's been spoken about all week, and the build-up's just made you more and more excited for it, especially for us Aussies, and all the girls speaking about the history of it and how much it means to them. It's a pretty special moment to be able to do that with them. Yeah.
Because we bang on about Wembley and the Challenge Cup all the time. Have you now worked out why we bang on about it?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it lives up to the occasion, that's for sure. So it was great to be a part of.
Obviously, grand final, league leadership has come, but what about the party now? How big are the celebrations going to be? How big have they started already?
I think the buses of supporters have already well and truly started that for us. So it'll be a great weekend, yeah.
One of Wigan's Australian stars, Remy Wilton, there after the Challenge Cup final victory over St Helens, where mere moments later, well, a couple of hours or so, Hull Kingston Rovers beat Warrington to lift the trophy for the first time in quite a few years. We spoke to Mikey Luce and Petter Hiku after the game, but first here's coach and captain in the press conference. That is Willie Peters and, of course, Elliot Minchella.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling, mate. I haven't experienced it before, but I'm so proud of this playing group. Unbelievable. Like, that wasn't, the best performance, but it was a gritty performance, and that's all you need in a cup final. You need to have grit. You need to enjoy discomfort. We spoke about that last night, and they certainly did that. They're uncomfortable for long periods. Like, Warrington just kept throwing so much at them. They kept defending. I thought Mark Sneed was exceptional today in his kicking game, but we found a way. I'm so proud of this playing group and staff, and really proud to be head coach of this club.
What are you thinking when the crowd go up? Tom's grounded it. Did you think it was a try? What was your?
Yeah, I thought it was a try.
Because it went to the video referee and we were looking at the ground and the ball. Were you comfortable that was the right call for it to be not come to the ground?
Yeah, I'm not too bothered they give it, so I'm happy.
See, I just got to ask you about Mikey and the kick at the end. I think that's a massive play. Just how proud are you of him for nailing that moment?
Yeah, it was a weird feeling because I spoke to Mikey a few weeks back because we knew that Mikey was going to be our kicker. And I said, mate, you got to practice, keep practicing. And he said, you know what? He said, I feel better when I just go out and do it. And I thought to myself, as a coach, do I say, no, go practice, or let him go? And I had a lot of faith in him. Like this was before the semi. He went and kicked well in the semi. And then that was probably the moment that I was most calm of when he got the ball in his hands, because it was a massive moment and it was his moment. And I believed he was going to get it because of the belief he had in himself. And it wasn't about him not doing it because he wanted to take a shortcut. That's what made him feel like he could take that moment. Because if you overthink it as a kicker, he's not our number one kicker. That's when you're likely to miss. But I felt really comfortable and calm when he got the ball in his hands, because that was his moment and he nailed it.
You know how much a trophy meant to this club to finally end the drought. You had your moment at the end with Neil, Alan, all these guys that have been around a long time. How special was that moment for you to be able to experience that? And essentially deliver what they've been waiting for a very, very long time.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that that are here and not here. People that have passed and all that sort of stuff that have helped contribute to that today. Like, we've been building for a while. Neil Hudgell's put so much money and time and everything that he's got into this club, and we wanted to do it for him for a long time. We wanted to do it for our fans. Like, we've got such a loyal bunch, but it was our playing group. That's last message I sort of said to them was, go do it for each other, because we do, and you should in life. You should always put, I believe, you put others first, because it feels good doing something for someone else, But it was important that these guys today did something for themselves as a group, collectively, because the effect that's going to have on so many other people, they're going to enjoy it too. We spoke about this is our time. It's not just ours internally. It's there's a lot of people, players that have been in this club that have moved on, staff. There's a lot of people that have helped contribute to this, but we've just got a playing group that we believe in 2025 that could do that, and they did. I do want to say, like, Warrington were very good today, and we got away with it at the end. But yeah, I thought at some stage there, I thought, yeah, maybe it's not our day, but we got there.
This lift off for this group now, that you don't have the weight of having to win a trophy on the shoulders and doing it now. Can it be the take off to bigger benefit?
Yeah, I think what the players need to get from this is real strong belief. A strong belief that you can win a trophy. They can win a trophy, providing that they do the work that they've done. Like, they've put so much work into winning that cup. It's the pressure on the group today. There was a lot of pressure, and my job is to try and take it away. Your job is to obviously increase it, which you did. But we lose that game. I know what comes with it. I know as a head coach, I know what comes with it. But the way that they won that game shows the character and type of team that they are. But it's our DNA. It's who we are. It's East Hull people are gritty, tough, resilient. Don't get anything easy. We didn't get anything easy out there at all. We had to fight for it, they had to work for it, and they found a way.
Was there any point at which you thought it had gone though, William? You know, when it got to about 75 minutes and you were still 4 points behind, did you sort of begin to think, God, this may just not be our day?
There were some moments there. So we spoke at half-time around winning the game in the 79th minute. That was the mentality that we wanted to have. But we weren't doing that.
Like you actually said to the TV people at the end, yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't do that because we were trying to win it in the 55th minute, you know. And then I got to the stage, I went, oof. So this is a bit like the grand final. We just kept turning the ball over in yardage, and they kept attacking our line. And the way Sneed was playing, I thought he's having one, like he's controlled this game and managed this game, and it's going to be difficult to get down the other end. But then Dean Hadley dived on that scrap. We call it, you know, the loose ball. 2 years ago, Lee had more loose balls than us. They got on more scraps than us. Wigan last year, they got on more scraps than us. There was a key one today at the end of the game, and that's what got us down the other end of the field. They're the moments that you need to own, and Dean Hadley owned that one.
Mikey, sum that up. How's it feel to be a Challenge Cup winner with Hull Kingston Rovers?
Proud, emotional. I've worked so hard for it. Perfect. Fair time lucky now. Yeah, we got there.
The last few minutes, what was going through your mind?
Nothing really. We was camped on their line, and the team come up with a fantastic player with players like Pat and Tommy who compete to the final whistle, and we all compete, and he scored the try.
Willie Peters said you hadn't been practicing goal kicking, he just let you do whatever you did, and it seemed to work in the end.
Yeah, 100%. I did a lot last year, and a lot of practicing last year, and I feel like it wasn't the best for me. I was thinking about it too much, but when I had to kick it out when Reece got injured, I said to him, I'm not going to practice. He couldn't believe it at first, but in that Challenge Cup semi-final, I kicked really well, and just trusted it.
Silly question, biggest kick of your life?
Yeah, 100%. It'll live with me for a long time.
You're part of history now. They're only the second Hull Kingston Rovers team to win the Challenge Cup. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. We took over a legacy what was dooming down on us for a long time, and we got. It's not just the 17 blokes who played today; it's the whole squad, the staff. Everyone in the board, what we don't see, what gets done behind the scenes, it's for everybody.
We spoke on Monday and you were talking about winning something finally. How does it feel to have that medal around you?
It's a great feeling in the game when the final 80 minutes had finished. The feeling was unbelievable. At the moment I'm a bit sore, so it's like, get through that bit. It's good, mate.
It was some final up in the stand. What was it like playing out there?
It was a bit of it wasn't frustrating, but it was just it wasn't the footy we played, but we knew we had to find a way to win. So I suppose it was one of those games.
It's a finish that no one's ever going to forget. What was going through your mind in that final minute where there's a big screen? Is it a try? Is it not a try?
As soon as I went try, I sort of had a feeling it was a try because I knew he didn't ground it with his hand. So it was the fact that obviously you have to put it down with pressure or something, and then when I went through I was just like, I had the feeling that it was going to be a try, so I was confident with that. But then it was just after that, and then once the kick went through, it was just like, oh mate, this is better than winning it last minute was better than winning it comfortably. So
is it everything you thought it would be then, winning at Wembley and being the Challenge Cup?
It's obviously winning something, bringing it back to Hull, it was a good feeling.
Have we got any idea what's going to be like tomorrow? I think 5 o'clock when you...
Oh, man. I'm thinking about what I'm doing next. I'm thinking about how I'm going to see my family and just celebrate it a little bit with my family.
A lot of people leave Wembley after the men's Challenge Cup final, but as we'd paid for parking and we're stubborn, we stayed for the 1895 Cup final again. And what a bizarre final it was. Going to Golden Point, York pipping Featherstone Rovers to one of many trophies they lifted in 2025. Liam Harris, the player of the match, the winner of the Ray French Award, was joined by captain Paul McShane and eventually their coach, Mark Applegarth. What was going through your mind? Drop goals, extra time, madness.
Maka, just please pass me a good ball, and he didn't. Nah, in all seriousness, I'd missed 2, but I think once we got to the right point and our process was correct, that's just my job for the team. It's as simple as that, really.
It was an interesting last 5-10 minutes where you were both trying to hit drop. Well, I say both. Featherstone didn't go for them, did they? But you tried from long range and unable to score, and then it took until extra time.
Sorry, yeah. Right, look what the cat's dragged in.
Can't sing about these.
It just shows the determination of our team. We never say die, and we never want to let the man beside us down. So, we're so together and determined. That was probably one of the worst performances all year we've put together, but I think that determination dragged us through.
Mark, a year ago you got the job, and now you're here lifting the 1895 Cup. What was it like being on the sidelines for that game?
Just proud of it. I think just caught back into what Liam said there. I think that sums up this group. It were by no means his prettiest performance, but we found a way to get the job done, and that's ultimately what we've spoken about all week, keeping us cool, keeping that tight-knit community that we've got, keeping us composure, and ultimately the players learned a lot about themselves today. Every single player had to dig deep and find a way when things weren't going our way to get the win. And I think you've got to give credit to Featherstone as well. They definitely showed up and give it to us, and in my opinion that's what a cup final should all be about. You've got to ask yourself, have I got this in me? And ultimately these two answered that question today, and I can't be more prouder of our group, really.
Again, with no tries, is that the perfect game for a coach, and that you don't concede? No,
well, yeah, I'm a bit of a defence nerd, so yeah, but I'd have preferred it if they'd put 30 in that first half without a try coming. But it just summed up how tough that game was, and it were 2 top championship teams really going at each other. And as I say, like games like that aren't won with just skill and execution. It's won with what you can hold between your ears as well. And these two epitomise that in our team. So I'm just really proud, unbelievably proud of him.
Paul, he's not happy with the service you gave him. What?
Yeah, no, I apologise when we were all 4 getting suffocated. It was a very fatigued pass, but thankfully, he does them in training, so the practice has paid off.
You've played in a lot of games in your career. Anything like that before?
No, mental, just relentless it was. No matter how well you defended, something happened and you just had to regroup and get together and solve it, and we did that. But yeah, and I think the 1 point victory makes it even more special how much we had to dig in there as a group, and I think they've touched on it, how close we all are, so it's pretty special.
Did you expect or think you would be in a position to win silverware when you made the move to York?
Yeah, I did. Just looking at the group last year, I watched a couple of games and speaking with players that had played here, they said how close knit the group were, and some of the players that are in there, they are Super League quality players, and luckily York have managed to keep the group together and build on that. And 12 months ago I was done with rugby. There were only probably this club that had pulled me out of that, and thankfully they come knocking and I'm playing again, and my kids get to see me win at Wembley.
Are you glad you made the decision to come to York?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked, because I was just going to butt in. I've given him a bit of stick for that last pass, but now he's here. I'm so happy and grateful that I get to play with him. I'm learning a hell of a lot off him. Without Paul McShane on the field for 80 plus minutes today, we don't win that game. His role is very underestimated. The wider community probably don't understand everything that he does for this team. His leadership, his mentorship, and just how hard he works at the age of 45 is ridiculous. He's an absolute legend, and I love having him here.
And what's the coach brought to the club in your time?
I've just touched on it in another interview. I don't want to say it in front of him because I don't want to make his head any bigger, but he's one of the best man managers I've ever worked with. The way he's galvanised this group from where it was to where it is now, he should take a lot of credit for that, and I know he won't. So yeah, now you're here, Mash, I just want to thank you for that. The way that this team would run through brick walls for Mash, it's pretty special, mate. You don't get that very often.
It was a very sunny day at West Park Rugby Union, the home of the Rugby League Women's Nines in 2025. So much so I didn't realise I got sunburnt until going to Bellevue for Wakefield versus Catalans later that day. And the sunburn didn't fade for a long time. So much so that Brian Carney laughed at me a week later. Knew I never liked him. But it was a good day for Wigan. They won the main tournament. We'll come to them in a moment because there was also prizes for Lee and Wakefield. Here's Wakefield's Courtney Hurst, Coach Jacob Holmes and Deanna Limbert, and from the Lee Leopards, Lucy Johnson. Are you having fun here today? We'll start with that. Are you having fun?
Define fun.
Well, it's not rain.
Then yeah.
How's the season gone so far?
The season in general's had a real good start, real positive start in the league. Second at top, and then performances are starting to come together. It's a very new transitional team, new coaches, new players. 6 months in and starting to get there. It's starting to look real good.
All starting again at Wakefield. How is it as a player going onto the field?
Well, obviously I came to Wakey this year, played previously a few years ago, so from a few years to now it's developed a lot more than what it was, and like the women are actually part of the club, whereas before women was on the side, so it is quite joined together, which is nice.
And it feels like there's a feel good factor obviously around the men at the moment, but the women doing well as well.
Yeah.
The men are flying, which is good to see, which creates a good buzz. But I just think in the women's game we're looking good on the pitch and getting a lot more support from the club and fans, and really buying in from all areas really, and just being real positive.
Probably in the past the club went up into Super League probably early. Is it about taking small steps?
Yeah. The aim is Super League. The small step this year is promotion to Championship, and then we know Championship's a tough league and give us a bit of time in there. And the aim is to come out of the Championship and be in Super League in a few years' time.
Do you enjoy the bashing the bin stuff after the game?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What are the words? Because can you? I don't want to ask you to sing them, but do you all know the words? You have to is this part of training when you come to the club? You have to learn.
Courtney knows the words, and everybody copies Courtney.
Basically, yeah. If you don't know the words, just move your lips.
But that winning feeling, it's growing week on week on week. It must be great to be part of it.
Yeah, because you get to sing song. If you don't win, you don't sing it. So it's great.
Who should we be looking out for in the Wakefield squad? Who's the young talent coming through?
Courtney's not young, but a talent. That's young, but Talon Williamson. She's 18 and just real athletic, and she's developing well. And there's some real potential in that girl. Yeah.
And she's got an up and go. Loves to
aggressive.
Go. Yeah.
So things are positive at Wakefield. This is the feeling, but everything's positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the thoughts of people in the past, but now a big thing from my side and the whole coaching staff is positivity, and the girls have really bought into that, and there's just positive steps around. Winning games obviously helps in that matter, but even we had a tough loss, but again bounced back the next week, and the aim's to keep bouncing on.
And we all have the drive to not be what Wakey was a few years ago. So obviously a few years ago they didn't really win that many games, if any, whereas this year we want to do a lot better than that. So everybody's in to do well, really.
And if we can give one more huge round of applause to Wakefield Trinity.
It feels good. It feels really good. It feels like we're getting somewhere, we're working, and we're getting some rewards from it.
Well, it's a daft question to ask how it feels. You just come off the pitch, but it's been a busy day. Are you knackered after it all?
I'm ready to go again, but I don't know if you are.
See the difference between a forward and a back at a nice tournament.
But you've got a trophy, and it must be nice. This is the rebirth of Wakefield Trinity Women. You've got a trophy in this season. You're doing well in the league.
Yeah,
things are all being positive still.
Yeah. So this is the first of many trophies we're going to get eventually at Wakefield. It's the first of many.
So what's the message to girls in Wakefield now are thinking, I could go and support Leeds, or I could go support whoever else.
There's only one club you need to be supporting, and it's Wakefield Trinity.
Because they're winners.
Because they are winners.
Lucy, congratulations, cup winners. How does it feel?
Good, yeah. Being a prop is even better probably, because this isn't my game, but we came with the attitude of just try your best. And we've got some out of it. It's good. It was a good day.
What would you rate Leeds' season so far?
Really good, actually. I think we've shocked a lot of people. I don't think the scoreline, if you look at it on paper, doesn't look great. But what we've actually done is we've took something that wasn't Super League and made it a Super League team, and I think we're holding our own. I think we're doing really, really well.
What's the secret? Why have you been able to do that? Because teams have gone up before and not been able to do that in the past.
Effort. There's times where you've got tries scored against you, try, and you either have a point where you can give up or you can carry on. Or you can go back on Tuesday and have a sulk about what's happened, or you can crack on, and the girls just crack on. Our effort level, I can't knock any person's effort level on that team.
prop forwards? Always ask this. Don't get enough credit, do you?
We get some on this team, to be fair. We do get a lot of credit, but no. Props do a lot of hard work, but I think every person on pitch, everyone does it.
Weather, sunshine, rain, it's been everything has happened today. You've come away with a medal.
Yeah, it's great. The only game we went downhill, so that probably plays part in it. We've played uphill all day. But yeah, good day.
And for girls in Leigh who are thinking about getting involved with rugby league, this is where it could lead to medals and finals and stuff.
Oh, definitely, yeah. There's loads of teams in Leigh. So there's Leigh East, there's Leigh Miners where I came from. So just, yeah, you can end up anywhere.
There was no doubt from looking at the squad list that Wigan were there and there to win, and that they did. Here's a couple of the players involved. Anna Davis, one of the more experienced members of the squad, and one of the youngsters breaking through, Emily Coop.
Oh, really good, and I think Molly Jones said it during the week, we really enjoy it, and I think it's where we first, like she said, we first kind of came together as a team and we started to see the potential that we had, so yeah, we really enjoy it, and it's so good, I've just seen Coops chatting to you, like getting some of our academy along for that experience and getting them to be part of the team. I think hopefully that will be good for years to come now. So.
Having won it last year, you didn't want to give it up, did you?
Oh no. No, competitive, you want to win, and we do. We do want to win trophies, so yeah, we want to keep trying to do that.
Is that something about the way Wigan are? Because some of the other top teams today have brought not as many star players as you have.
Yeah, I think Dennis showed that we wanted to go out and win it, and every game that we approach, we want to do it. And so he knows that everyone wants to win trophies, but the way you do that is that each game you play, sticking to your processes and your plans and stuff. So it's all about keeping focus and making sure that all that we do is professional. We maybe dropped off that a little bit last week, so to come back here and hopefully have done a professional job is what we wanted to do.
It wasn't a bad game last week, was it? I mean, it was great. It was great to watch. What was it like to play in?
Really good. And I think it's one of those I was absolutely gutted, but at the same time loved it as well, because you want those games where it's a fight and it's a battle and it's close, because that's what you thrive off as a player. You want to be competing. So in some way, yeah, it's like for me, I was like, I love that part of it, and I was gutted by the result and by some of the mistakes that I personally made. So you come back out again and try and do it. I think we didn't quite go out it with our kind of the clinical way we were doing the other week, if that makes sense. That's probably what I meant more than it being it wasn't a bad game overall. It was really good for people to watch it.
2 down.
Yeah.
2 to go.
Yeah, hopefully. That's a.
Obviously you're all confident, aren't you?
Yeah, but also last week's show, we have to work hard. We can't turn up thinking we're going to do things. So yeah, we just got to keep going, keep trying to. Dennis talks a lot about bettering our own performances, so we'll learn from this as well, and there'll be things today that we can improve as well. And hopefully, keep pushing it and getting better as a team.
It's been so good. The girls have worked so hard. It's the build up. It's just so good, and we've all worked for each other, and it's just really good.
The club won it last year to go back to back. How important is that?
It's just really good because it just shows we work hard all the time. We never give up. It's just consistent all the time. It's good.
Winning the Challenge Cup, winning this. There's so much in this Wigan side, isn't there?
Yeah, there's so much talent and there's so many teammates you all inspire to be, and you look at each other and you're like, yeah, we want to do it for each other.
What's it like to be part of this thing? Because it seems, for someone watching on, so much exciting young talent coming through.
Yeah, it's so good. The club's just amazing. They've got different pathways to different girls, and you know your structure, and you know how well the team you want to be in, and you know how well everyone does to each other. So
what are your hopes for the rest of the season?
So I'm hoping just to play best, work hard as a team, work for each other, and then we'll see what comes of it.
What a year 2025 was for the Halifax Panthers. Beaten in the 2024 Grand Final, they won everything available to them in 2025, beating London Roosters in the Challenge Cup Final, picking up the League Leaders' Shield and beating the Roosters again in the Wheelchair Super League Grand Final. We'll hear from their coach Wayne Boardman in a moment, and Jack Brown after Rob Hawkins.
Treble winners again. Awesome. We've been working all hard, really hard this season for this, and we knew this game wasn't going to be easy. It was very, very brutal, just like the Challenge Cup, just like every game we played against London, and that's the best performance that we've had all season long, and what a way to have our peak, really.
you obviously disappointment at the end of last year. Was that part of the motivation to go out and smash this season completely? Won everything.
Without a doubt, all season long, all I've seen is just that runners-up medal from last year. I've kept it in the trophy cabinet, so it's a constant reminder of the pain and the hurt that we felt last season. And this season, I wanted it all. I said, we were over at the Shea Stadium at the start, and I've said from the start, we're going for all three. We've got the team for it, so we're going for all three. And it wasn't a maybe, it was a guarantee. We're definitely. And look where we are today, treble winners.
Hat-trick, not a bad player of the match as well.
Play a match for Jack. It's great to have him back. Yeah, so it's great to have him back. Hat-trick, I mean, like I always say, I won't get the tries without the amazing players around me. So full credit goes to all of them every single time.
So you've won everything this year. What's next year? All three again and the World Cup?
Without a doubt. I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, I could still get one more trophy this season. We'll see. Nomination for Wheels of Steel. I do not want to be on that judging panel because obviously you got to pick between myself, Joe, and Jack. Another two people who've had an outstanding season. So I don't want to be on that panel, but I'm going to be fighting for everything I can get.
Speaking of fighting, it was an interesting start to the game as well. How important do you think the sin binning was to give you momentum back in that one?
I mean, it's just part of the game. Tensions are going to be there. Obviously, after the game, me and Mason, we had a no-got a kiss. It's all part of the game. It's all love. So, I mean, it's one of those. It's ref could make it. Ref could have had that call either way, but it's ref's decision. I'm not going to say whether it's right or wrong. I mean, it helped us, but I'm just happy that we've got the outcome that we've got.
So you'll be happy and together when you go to Australia for the Ashes?
Yeah, of course. I mean, once we get into England camp, whatever's happened in the past is in the past. We can't let that disrupt what we do on the fields.
I've got to apologise because I said Rob was the player of the match and you were.
I'm just so used to it. I'm back now.
4 tries. Talk us through the emotions after coming back to Halifax and winning every single trophy you could.
The emotions, relief, really. It's been a really tough season, toughest I've ever played. And yeah, we've been building each game by game, and yeah, it just feels a bit of relief. We can let us head down for a little bit now and we'll get ready for the Ashes tour. The guys who are going to the Ashes tour.
Obviously, you weren't here last season, so what was it like coming back into a team which had not so close last year?
Yeah, well, it was a tough transition to start with, but my team's fantastic. I love all of them. They really gelled well with me. They really helped me integrate back into the team and to acclimatise over here, helped me getting out of this really good weather that we have. So they just made it easy for me.
What's Wayne Baldwin like as a coach? Because he looks scary from the sidelines. What's he like playing alongside him coaching?
One word, honest. Honest. You either love him or you hate him, but he'll never lie to you.
England, going back to Australia with England for the Ashes. What can we expect? Because obviously you've been out there, you've been part of what's going on.
Well, they're going to the Ashes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super excited. The team's been working really hard on our defence and our attack. Just really getting ready to try and repeat what we did back in 2019, which is go on there undefeated. I think we have to kind of hold that on ourselves. It's a bit of a tough ask, knowing what calibre players they've got over there. But we're worked really close with a lot of the Queensland team over there and a number of the Australian players. So we've got a lot of close friends over there. So they're going to bring it. It's going to be really, really tough. But yeah, it's just going to be a great spectacle. It was fantastic last time we did the 2019 Ashes. It just made loads of growth for it in Australia. And as soon as they get a domestic league going over there, it's going to make our World Cups and our international tournaments massive.
What's at the same thing, Jerome? Obviously you've won all 3 trophies this year. Next year, all 3 trophies plus the World Cup.
Well, I won't say no if you're offering them, yeah, but of course that means a lot of hard work and a lot of concentration and a lot of dedication. So a good job. Everyone is obsessed about this sport, so I'm pretty sure we've got the tools to do it. It's just whether we can keep our heads in the day.
Wayne, congratulations. Last year so close. This year you've won everything. Sum up your emotions after this season.
it sums up the emotions after the season. The emotions are high. It's the team has just pulled together this year, and it's not me, it's them. They've pushed their hearts out. They've trained. They've done everything that I've asked them to do, and they've been rewarded for it. The team's been amazing.
How important was Jack Brown coming back to the club this year?
Jack's, for me, one of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world. It's taken him this season for him to find his feet again and to get his time in and to get, where his confidence. He doesn't have much competitive rugby when he was in Australia. But, luckily for us in the grand final, he peaked and he brought his best game. And moving forward into the Ashes tour, that can only be beneficial.
You've got Jack Brown, you've got Rob Hawkins, you've got the young player of the year now. So tell us a bit about Finlay.
Finley's done well this year, hasn't he? Finley, he comes from the running game, so he's got a rugby brain. So you don't have to teach him what lines to run and where to go and how to run it. So and now he's able to push his chair and stuff like that. Yeah, Finn's just going from strength to strength, and it's going to be something for the future.
What's the future for Halifax? Where do you go from here?
Well, we hope to win the treble again next year.
The Ashes coming up. How important is that to you? I don't want to say coming towards the end of your career, but
I am coming towards the end of my career 100%. If I can manage to make another World Cup, not on today's performance personally, but if I manage to make another World Cup, then I will be definitely blessed and fortunate for that. I think that the Ashes, the team moving forward, the Ashes tour, we've got some young players in there that are going to get the experience of the international at a high level, and then we've got the more experienced, weathered heads that are going to bring up their A games moving forward into the World Cup next year.
When does the work for 2026 start then for Halifax? Obviously, you've got to have a party first, don't you?
Yeah, and we'll come back from the Ashes tour, the internationals that we've got, as you said, 4 of them in there, 5 if you include Seb. And then we'll probably have off till Christmas, and then mid-January we'll get back in.
After lifting the league leaders' shield on St Helens turf, Wigan Warriors won the grand final on their own, beating the Saints at the Brick Community Stadium to complete the perfect season of trophies, all 4 residing in their trophy cabinet. Speaking after the game, we spoke to Shania Power, but first, here's the press conference with a very happy Denny Spetz, Vicky Molyneux and Georgia Wilson.
No, I never in doubt. I never would once. It was that kind of stuff for us as well. And I'll be honest with you, it's like the girls have been so consistent this year that's what they built into it. Like, and I didn't expect them to be. We're inexperienced and young, so we've got a couple of girls that have played. Yeah, a couple of girls that have played in international games and been involved in some big games, but not Challenge Cup finals, which we did this year, not league leaders here when we won that. And then coming here tonight, it was one of those where that culmination and those kind of things. There was a lot on the line. I thought they handled it so well. It's scary how good they are at that. Because I said after them, I said they've got to enjoy this moment because they've worked, and we are such an attacking side. We've got so much ability in this group. We can open sides up, we can play, and then all of a sudden what they've done, they've proved is that they can just dig in and they work with each other. They really care about each other, which is really difficult to find in I've been doing this for like 30 years, Neil, and it's like when you find that group that really cares about you know you got something that's really meaningful, and I think you see that in the group, and it's wonderful to be around. That they just want to fight so hard.
Do you think sort of youth and fearlessness sort of go together?
No, but yeah, it does a little bit, but that's what you saw at Wembley. You saw that at Wembley where it was like, let's just go play, let's just like. And all of a sudden it's changed a little bit since that day. And we walked out of there and everybody went, wow. I said, they didn't really see it. They didn't give us the credit we deserved when we played York here. They didn't go all the way we beat Leeds. But what we did at Wembley was like, oh my God, like these girls have changed the game this year. They've come in and they've applied themselves and they've changed the way everybody perceives women's rugby. I know there's been plenty of girls before that, and there's been plenty of things gone on before that. And St Helens have played a big part in that. Some of the girls that are in now, led by Jodie, I mean, that they've had such a big impact. But what this group have managed to do is shift that focus onto something that's a bit more the way the game is played and how they apply themselves. And they came after us, and they've come after us a couple of times with their experience and with the desire to stop us playing. But it's not affected us. We've come out, we've won those games. And that's real strong. As a coach, I would say rocking horse shit, but like I say, it's like gold dust. That's be nicer to say, isn't it? It's like gold dust. It's just, I love them to bits. I'm so proud of them.
Yeah, I was going to ask George, because obviously the only one that was out there today that was involved in that last winning side of 2018. I mean, for you to see the journey that the club's gone on since then must be a pretty special moment to go from there to tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Since 2018 Grand Final, we've had our ups and downs. Like after that, 2019 was a pretty difficult year, and obviously 2020 was COVID, so we didn't really have a season. And then ever since then, we've started building up and, looking at our youth. Jenna Banks does a really good job with our youth here, and we've got a P2P pathway in the academy now, and all those girls have come through that. So many girls on that pitch that have come through our academy or our P2P, and it's amazing to see and to know that young girls in the crowd have now that career pathway, and probably when they're coming in to play in the first team in a few years' time or 10 years' time, there's a good opportunity there that can be their job. When we were younger, we couldn't aspire to have that as our job, I've always said, obviously, I want to play rugby at a high level, but I've never, ever thought of it as being my job. Now for the younger girls, they've got that, and, it comes down to the hard work of the community foundation as well, and all the girls have come through that, and there's so many girls in our team that have come from community clubs around Wigan, so it's really special to see them performing and winning all four for the club that they've supported all their life.
Yeah, it's special.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you won everything. How does it feel?
It feels surreal. I mean, I was expecting just to come over here and just have a season with my sister and play some good football, and I've gotten so much more than that out of being here. Yeah.
4 medals, Ronnie. As you say, it's something that you couldn't have imagined at the start of the season.
No, absolutely not. But I mean, probably from the second or third training to see the dedication of the athletes that I've ran alongside with this season, it gave me a lot of confidence. Like when I first got here, I was a bit worried because Dennis said, we've got a young side, we've got a couple, a bit more experience there in the older ones, but a very young side. But I mean, they've taken every challenge with every bit of determination and grit and strength. And I mean, it showed out on the field tonight, and it showed all through the season.
You look like you were desperate to get through and score a try in that final. Every time you were trying to get through that defence.
To be honest, I just wanted to, I wasn't expecting to score, but I was expecting to lift. I wanted to give the girls something to be like, yeah, let's go, let's work off the back of this and try and make something of it, because at the end of the day, Saints were just another person on the field, another number, and they've got their own weaknesses, and just wanted to show the girls that we can exploit that and find ways through them.
What's your future plans now?
I've got no idea. I plan on just honestly going home, spending Christmas with my family. I've got a brand new niece who's about 3 months old, I haven't met yet, 3-4 months, so going home to meet her and just see where the wind takes me.
You've got some nice shiny things to show, though, at least.
Definitely. I mean, I can't wait to take it all home and show my family, and I know that they're really proud of me and my sister coming over here and doing this and taking a leap, so it'd be good to get home to them, yeah.
So you'll go back and tell people how good Wigan are and the Super League is and how they should come over as well?
I couldn't speak more highly of Wigan. As a club, all the coaching staff, the players, Wigan breed good quality people here, and I mean, it just showed, at the end of the day, talent only takes you so far. It's how you have each other's backs and want to work through that, and the friendships you build throughout the season, and I think that's what we've done, and off the back of our friendships is what put us through and gave us the win tonight.
Having lost in 2024's decider, he never looked in doubt during the game at Old Trafford as Hull Kingston Rovers won their first Super League crown. In a moment, we'll hear from Coach Willie Peters and from Rhys Martin, who missed out at Wembley through injury. But first, here's Sam Luckley, who was very excited, wasn't putting up with my nonsense, and did a bit of a swear. But it was very deserved.
We had a nice personal moment last night, showing about their get on the bus, just about their careers and send them off in the right way and stuff. So it was, this is just the best way to go out,
Jared was on a mission, he was going to kill someone. It was.
I wouldn't expect nothing else. You know what I mean? It's going to be the last game of his career, last ever. He was going to give everything. So.
He got Bevan, he got whiskey. It was,
Only back so soft arse.
How do you get from where you started your career to here as winning everything at Hull Kingston Rovers?
Graft.
Yeah.
I said it last week, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
I mean, I think I said, was
From
it
the
6 years ago I was playing League One. And, you know, I'm not one to blow my own trumpet, but I've worked my bollocks off to get where I am. Even coming up as a young kid, now staying behind after training sessions to work on passing or extra fitness, lifting more weights, whatever I had to do just to get to where I am. And, you know, Huddersfield bid me off when I was a kid, and I thought that was the dream done. You know, they let us go. And my mother just said up there as well, said, you know, when Huddersfield let you go, do you think you'd be here right now? And, you know, it's just a testament to my family and stuff for keeping us going and staying like that. But I probably would have said fuck off. You know, 5 years ago, for you, when you kind of win the treble with Hull KR when I was that age after being released, you know. So if any kids listening, stick at it, you know, because fairy tales do happen.
You've got the ring on your finger. How does it feel to be?
Well, it's a tight fit. Like, they could have made them a bit bigger. Like, I've only got it on my wedding finger, but
like Superman.
Yeah, I know.
Alan Shearer. Was it your hero, is that right?
Shearer and Gaza, yeah.
A Newcastle player winning a championship. It doesn't happen very often. Sadly.
Cheeky fucker.
You can hit him if you want.
Interview done? No. No, you're not wrong. I think, the recent success of the Carabao Cup, you know. And to do it, this filth, it's nice, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? No, I mean, it's a lovely stadium and that. And it was something special, but there's no one in James's Park for me, so, you know.
Brisbane, bring them on.
Well, bring them on.
Payne Haas, you got him covered.
Not asked. You know.
Not Haas, Payne Haas. That's the headline.
Yeah, well, that might be the drink talking, but
and the break killers.
Yeah, probably. But no, it's going to be a good challenge. They're an outstanding team, and obviously winning the NRL is just amazing. So we're really looking forward to the challenge. To be fair, I haven't really thought about it.
No.
You know, to be fair, from the game's finished, I've just went up there, drank 10 pints and come back down. So I haven't really thought about Brisbane, but it'll be a good challenge, I'm sure, and a great spectacle for rugby league. You know, just as a community, as a game and stuff. You know, we're really looking forward to it. And I think was it 5 people have won Super League, or four teams have won it continuously. So it'll be nice to see a new team up there, I guess, you know. But looking forward to it.
You're slightly calmer than Sam. What's he like? What's he like in the change room or in the team or anywhere?
No, he's just a great teammate. I think his words, the way he can put his words together, they add a lot of value to what we're trying to achieve. So he's very, very clever with how he says things, and he's just a great teammate. And
You're standing on the bench. What was it like in that first 10-15 minutes where they had 2 tries which they could have scored but they didn't? What was the feeling like on the bench at that point?
The first one they got disallowed. It was it was very early on, and we weren't sure how we were going to respond to that. And then when the ball kind of bounces your way a bit, we had those 2 disallowed tries, and you find a bit of energy from that. We were doing right. We just they scrapped for those tries. They were getting it off loose plays or kicks through the line. So at that point in the game, we had a lot of energy. We were defending well, but we gave a few penalties and we were just on the back foot. So after that 20-minute mark, we found our feet, and then we started to get into the grind, and that's where we're great. I think grateful that we didn't have 12 points against us, but we knew once we were in the game that we were going to just go toe-to-toe with them and see if they could stick with us.
And for you coming over from Leeds, I mean, you had that injury, you're out for a long period, now you're at Old Trafford, grand final winner. I mean, that's some journey.
Yeah, it is. I was just talking to Phil about it. It wasn't what I wanted when you go to a new club. It was probably my worst nightmare going over to Hull and getting injured straight away, because I wanted to play and show what I was about. And then, just the team, we were all playing, everyone was playing so well, found a bit of rhythm there, and just kept winning. And then I was just working behind the scenes, just doing all my rehab and just trying to get back out on the field as soon as possible with no setbacks or anything. And the medical staff, the program that they had for me and the support that they had for me, we didn't have any setbacks, and I was able to get back on the field when I was expected to. So they kept me going. They they were the ones telling me that I'll be playing in the grand final at the end of the season. And missing the Challenge Cup was tough, but those guys around me were the ones supporting me and pushing me through to this big occasion. So, it wasn't what I wanted, but I'm so happy that I'm to be a part of this club and the success that we've had this year.
Silly question, how good's Mikey Lewis and should he start for England in a couple of weeks?
Of course he should. He proved it tonight why he's one of the best players in the comp. That first try of his, he's just such a handful. You can't, one-on-one, you can't tackle him yourself. So, and he's got speed and he's powerful. No brainer. If he doesn't start, then they probably will struggle against the Aussies.
Only a handful of players from Papua New Guinea have won the grand final. What does that mean to you?
Means a lot. I think hopefully it gives some inspiration to some of the guys that are coming over here. Some young kids from Papua New Guinea that look at it and hopefully want to achieve something similar. That's all I hope from this. But for me, it's the sacrifices. It's the 6 years of living away from my family. Just me, my wife, and my 2 kids here. Just the sacrifices you make to be away from your family and to play on this occasion makes it all worth it.
Really, congratulations. Sum up the emotions of the whole of 2025.
Yeah, amazing year. The players worked so hard to obviously get a treble. It's so hard to do. We spoke before the game. There's only been 4 teams that have done it. No one's done it twice. So that's how hard it is to do. So, they worked really hard tonight. We knew Wigan wouldn't go away and they'd keep coming, which they did. So proud.
Mikey Lewis, player of the match, Rob Burrell Award. How good is he to be a player who you get to coach in, week out? What does he like to work with?
Yeah, he's great. I really believe tonight's put Mikey in that next level. He's probably in the past, people have probably said that he hasn't owned moments, and he owned them tonight. And I'm so proud of him for that.
The Australians been scared about playing him or worried about playing him in a couple of weeks' time? Fingers crossed.
Possibly, but we'll have a little bit of banter and look forward each time. No, honestly, mate, Mikey's tonight. He owned those big moments, and that's what he needs to do. I hope he gets picked for England, which he'll get picked for England, but own those big moments in those games. That's what he needs to do. And then next year he needs to do it again.
We just spoke to Sam Luckley. He's, I think it's fair to describe him as a character.
Yeah, he's a character. We've got characters in our team, and you need to have that. You need to have a good blend and mix, and we've got a really tight group.
The first 10 minutes when they have one try disallowed and one knock on, what was going through your mind at that point?
Yeah, I think I said at half time that it was a nervous sort of start, and Mikey sort of said, I think it was a excited start. I thought that's probably a good way to put it. We were overly excited. It was just a bit too much. Because we weren't nervous, we knew what we needed to do. It's just a matter of getting through our sets. And once we found our groove, I felt comfortable.
The big man to the side of us, Jared Hargreaves. How important has he been to what you've wanted Hull KR to do this season?
He's been immense. You can't put a value on what he's done in and around the place. I mean, that was his best game tonight. He saved the best to last, the big fella. But he's just a great person. He's a great human. Mickey Mack, I've got so much respect for him. He's the toughest I've ever coached. Probably shouldn't have played tonight with his ankle, but those two, just being in that dressing room, that gives others confidence.
Brisbane, where do you want to play him?
In England. No, we'll be playing them in England. Look, what a great opportunity, to be able to play against the best over in the NRL. We've been the best here this season, and players need a good rest and recover, but we'll be ready to go again and looking forward to it.
Do you get a chance to rest?
Actually, I'm going to the Ashes on Thursday, so I don't get too much, but I'll enjoy tonight. It'll be a privilege to be part of the Ashes and involved. But yeah, looking forward to having a break after that.
There was more success for Ollie Peters in the Ashes series as Australia picked up a 3-0 win over England, despite the fact they haven't got any grit or something. We'll hear from the winner of the men's Golden Boot, Harry Grant, in a moment. But first, here's Patrick Carrigan.
It was good. You tell people in the North love Rugby League, and that was a test match. So, privileged to play against the Pommy boys all series, and I think the international game's in good stead.
So you won Origin, you won the grand final, and you won the Ashes. Midas touch.
I know. The boys were actually just saying that to me inside, and I didn't even really think of it. So, what a year, eh? Like, to win those three and to be part of some of these teams, pretty special.
It was pretty physical out there. Was it similar to last week? And trying to knock off the rhythm of the Kangaroos.
Yeah, it was good. It was physical. It was a bit better this week. We had some lines on the field, and the rugby league fan could follow along. But that's what Test matches are about. And they got a tough and talented forward pack, and they definitely bring it today.
What was Kevy's message after the game?
He hasn't given one yet, but I know that all week he's been driving. You put the green and gold jersey on, and you got to hold it to a certain standard, and we've been trying to keep building and trying to find that standard. So I'm sure he'll be pleased with some things and probably disappointed with others, but it's all a part of getting to pull the jersey on.
And you, sorry.
So you played in three very different rugby league grounds. Obviously Wembley with its tradition, a new ground at Everton, and probably the most traditional one here at Headingley. How have you found that?
Awesome. I thought the crowd and the atmosphere today was unreal, and in saying that, it was a little bit different at Wembley, but 60,000 people turned out to watch that game too. So you've given an opportunity for everyone to play, but I know these rural grounds are pretty special, and I'm pretty excited to come over and play at Hull next year as well.
Harry, congratulations. How would you sum up the feeling of winning the Ashes for the umpteenth time Australia?
It's awesome. I think you set out to play footy, to be in these arenas, and learn and be alongside some of the best players in the game, and come up against some of the best players in the game. So I think it was a hard fought 3-match series, and I think definitely can't lose sight or sleep on what England did throughout the campaign as well.
What did you make of the England performances throughout the series? We're looking for some hope going into the World Cup next year.
No, I thought they were awesome. I think game one was very physical. Game two, all the games were physical. I was really impressed with the physicality that they brought to their game, and they went after that part of their game. Obviously hurts tonight losing AJ at fullback and such a spark, and then they had Mikey on the bench there who probably would have brought a different perspective to their team coming off the bench, but sometimes those things happen in games. But I thought they were awesome throughout the campaign. Tonight was super tough. We probably ran away with some points at the end there, but the crowd, the atmosphere, getting behind England, I thought they were great.
What's it like playing here at Headingley? Because we're used to it here in the UK, but different kind of atmosphere to get at home?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it actually. I made my debut here for Australia, so I had some really good memories coming back here. That was in 2022, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever. And 22, 23, 24, 25, 4 campaigns ago. I think it was really enjoyable to sort of be back here. How much rugby league means to people around the community, in the crowd there, we've seen that, and I think the way that the fans get behind their team, and that was pretty electric. Either side you're on.
Harry, you were outstanding tonight, man of the match. Jonathan Davis, the British great, described that you as being like another level.
Oh yeah.
Do you feel as though this is some of the best rugby you've ever played?
Oh, thank you. I can appreciate his kind words and take them in my stride. But for me, I think it's always hard coming into these environments. Sometimes you've got so many great players, and you need to be able to give everyone their right opportunity. And for me, I guess I just set my game up on effort, and as long as I'm putting in effort every week, I might not make the right decision every time, or might not get everything right, but as long as I'm willing to work hard for the team, for the boys, and I can wear some things that don't go right. And I think that's probably everyone's mindset in our team. I thought we just had a really good balance tonight. Kevy Walters, he puts a lot of trust in me to make sure I'm going out there and confident in my own ability, and back myself in my game.
This could be the last run out you get before the World Cup as a team, potentially, in big competitive matches. What's your thought going into it now on home soil? How well are you prepared, do you think, you're going to be overwhelming favourites?
Yeah, I think that's a long way away, so it's exciting that opportunity's there, for the squad of players that get that opportunity, but there's a whole lot of, time that's set to unfold between then. So can't get too carried away. I think the good thing is that this team's had a really exciting opportunity to grow as mates, as teammates, as players, learn each other's games a little bit and learn from each other, and hopefully everyone can take that back to clubland. But there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot to unfold with all nations between now and the World Cup.
How desperate are you to be involved in all that? I mean, after getting a taste of this kind of
I think you always, want to put yourselves in those conversations, but at the end of the day, you're not there if you don't perform well at clubland. You're not there without your teammates. At clubland, you don't play well without your teammates in these environments. So I think it's, like I said, it's a long way away.
Final one from me. Do you get time to rest now before the next NRL season?
Yeah, really looking forward to that. Obviously, played the grand final, had a few days off, and then back into this campaign. And it's been an enjoyable one. 4 weeks on the road, and started in Sydney and made our way here with a long prep into game one, and looking forward to sort of putting the feet up, going back to Oz, getting some sunshine, and like I said, just enjoying some family time.
Looking ominous, Reverend, who has to face Australia in the men's and women's World Cups in 2026. But what about England defending their wheelchair World Cup title? They completed a wheelchair Ashes series victory over Australia, and at Headingley we spoke to two of the men involved, Halifax Panthers teammates indeed, Finlay O'Neill and the back-to-back first ever Golden Boot winner in Rob Hawkins. Right, gentlemen, you've won the Ashes. It was the first time for you, Finlay. What was it like putting on an England jersey and going on tour?
Oh, it was incredible, everything I thought, and so it really lived up to everything that I expected it to be, and if not more so.
And you've got the trophy, Rob. What does that mean to you? You're going into the World Cup as defending champions and with the Ashes as well.
I mean, it's great. I mean, we got the Ashes this time, but if you look at the second game, it's a very close one. So we've still got things to fix up at World Cup, but really, really happy with the performance. And it was a great tour, especially to see players like Finlay and Louis, who both made their debut on this tour. It's been a great few weeks away, and I've got to say, even though I love this atmosphere, I am missing the sun a bit. It's a bit chilly.
How much have the Aussies improved since you last played them? Because as you say, the games weren't close.
Yeah, they have improved quite a bit. I would say that a lot of it's down to the helping of the coaches over there, but then also you had Jack coaching the Queensland lot for a while, so they've taken that teaching over into Australia, and that's what we want. We want a competitive game where hopefully one day we can have an Australia versus England final.
How do you sum up this year for you? Because obviously you've won everything at Halifax. You get to hold this trophy as well. You're playing alongside some great players as well.
I don't think I could have got much of a better year, to be honest. I think the only things I haven't won is Wheels of Steel. And apart from that, I don't think I could have gone any better.
Is that the aim for next year then, to win be the best player in the competition? Saying that you've got one of them alongside you.
I'm not going to push it.
Are you going to retain the Golden Boot? Because we don't know who's on the shortlist yet, but yourself, Jack Brown, Joe Coyne, so many names who could win.
I mean, I'm hoping so, but obviously we can't forget about the players like Zach Schumacher, Bailey McKenna. They played amazing. Even though Bailey did only play one game, he definitely made an impact in that second game. So I'm hoping to retain it, to be the first ever two-time Golden Boot winner. But it's going to be a stiff competition, so I'll have to wait till that nomination list comes through.
Time to rest now and ahead of the new season.
I mean, rest doesn't happen. I'm still working through off-season, so grind keeps going.
What's he like as a teammate?
Oh, he's incredible. You just give him ball and it's a try. So it makes everyone in the team just look good. Some of the space that he finds is absolutely incredible. And you watch games back and you think, how have you managed to get through there?
Congratulations to the winners, commiserations to the losers in 2025. What will happen in 2026? I don't know. And neither do you. That's why we keep coming back. Thank you for your support throughout the year, for the magazine, for the YouTube, for the podcast and whatever. And hopefully you'll join us for more of our unique brand of stuff in 2026. As Abba said, Happy New Year.